Imagine for a second you're sitting down to eat lunch, and a speaker in the ceiling tells you that there's a house on fire with people trapped. You put on a whole bunch of gear and go into a really hot burning building. Marathon runners and bodybuilders, they don't just decide to compete one day, they train for it every day. They know when their competition is going to be, firefighters don't, so they have to be ready at a moment's notice. This presentation is to inform you the importance of firefighter fitness within the fire service and how it can affect more than just the individual firefighter. It can affect you or somebody you love one day. For the past 13 years, I've had the privilege of working in the fire service from small departments with 1 to 4 stations to big departments with over 50 stations. First, we're going to discuss typical firefighter activities. Next, we're going to discuss line of duty injuries and fatalities, and finally, components of firefighter fitness. To start, what are some of the normal challenges firefighters experience every day? Typical firefighting is more than just being in parades and spraying water on a fire. We have to put on heavy gear that is difficult to work in, which includes helmet, gloves, air pack, coat, bunker pants, a tool, which could be an axe, a pike pole, or a saw, which adds an additional 100 pounds to the person that's working. I'm sure everybody has seen in the movies or TV, firefighter rescuing somebody from a burning building. The situation inside the burning structure is perfectly clear. Their hair is perfect when they come out. They're able to give a speech immediately after. Reality, you can't see anything inside the building. One of the first things that we do on a fire is called a primary search. This is where firefighters go into a burning building looking for people that are possibly still in the structure. And if and when we find somebody, we have to drag them out or carry them out, which is extremely difficult. Everybody close their eyes for a second. Close your eyes. With an extra 100 pounds on you, and it's really hot in here, do you think you can get out of my home right now? Probably not. So that's what we experience every time we go into a structure. You can't see anything. I mean, it is pitch black. According to Idaho Broadcast News video, by 2030, 1 in 2 Americans would be considered obese. So that means 1 in 2 firefighters would be considered obese. This is a real struggle within the fire service, so that's what this presentation is about. We live in the South. It's hot. Can you imagine putting on an additional 100 pounds and going and working outside today? In a 2016 article from Underwriter Laboratories, which is a company up near Chicago, they can recreate what fires, how they act and stuff like that in a confined, contained structure. Typically, a room on fire will be at over 1,000 degrees at the ceiling. It's incredible. The test that firefighters perform, it's an inherently dangerous job. Next, we'll discuss the line of duty injuries, fatalities. Now, not all injuries and fatalities are caused by lack of firefighter fitness, but a lot more can be avoided with proper training. Many firefighters are hurt in the line of duty every year. 80 to 100 firefighters are killed, and 59,000 more are injured every year. On average, according to OSHA, most of the injuries that occur are during bending, climbing, crawling, kneeling, reaching with tools, and twisting your body. Every single one of those motions are done whenever we're at a fire. Cardiac arrest is the leading cause of death within the fire service. For a 2016 report, cardiovascular events are which include sudden cardiac arrest and myocardial infarction. Most people think that firefighters are the ones that are helping paramedics treat somebody that's in cardiac arrest, but in reality, it's firefighters are the ones that are going into cardiac arrest. Injuries are going to happen, and it's dangerous as the job is firefighting. But a very famous quote in the fire service is, "Let no man's ghost come back to say his training let him down." So we need to continue to train every single day on our body. Finally, I'd like to discuss ways to increase the physical fitness within the fire service. Weightlifting should be done at least 2 to 4 times a week, progressively heavier weights. This is going to prevent injury while performing duties on the fire ground. Cardio to gain endurance while on the fire ground, increase your tolerance to heat. So performing biking, running, brisk walk, 2 to 4 times a week for 30 minutes or more. Finally, in this section, it's kind of been a stigma within the fire service, but mental health, mental wellness within the fire service. It's always been kind of pushed away that, don't just deal with it, you'll be all right, but it's okay to not be okay. One of the things we do is called a critical incident stress debriefing. So on calls that are considered serious, like I said, it's called a critical incident stress debriefing. You'll sit down with your crew and somebody that's a trained professional in mental health. Sometimes it's there, you're able to talk about what we saw, how you deal with it, and if that's not enough with talking about it with your peers, you can go into actual mental health training for that. Physical wellness doesn't always affect the firefighter, but the people they're sworn to serve. This presentation only skimmed the surface of, I could go on for hours about the physical fitness within the fire service, but hopefully give you a little bit of insight of how to train for it. We discussed typical firefighter activities, injuries caused primarily by lack of physical training, and ways to train your body and mind. So the next time that voice in the ceiling tells you that there's a firefighter or a fire with people trapped, your training will be what lets you down.